Welcome back. Are you alive? That is one of the last texts sent by a mother during the desperate search for her daughter in 2019. And that text is part of a federal case into the young woman's overdose death that accuses a Natick man of supplying the drugs that killed her. Investigative reporter Kathy Curran's been digging into the difficulty of these cases and speaking with families who are calling for change.
Our investigation found when it comes to holding drug dealers accountable for overdose deaths, the bar is very high. The most recent case unfolding in federal court. Nicole Fusaro was a graduate student working on her MBA when she died of an overdose inside a Natick apartment back in 2019.
November 16th at 3:55. Are you alive?
Nancy Fusaro's heart sank with each frantic text she sent to her daughter Nicole after not hearing from her for a few days.
November 17th, please call me. I'm worried sick about you.
Nancy and her husband Nick were always in constant communication with Nicole, but on the night of November 14th, 2019, Nicole's phone went silent.
We knew it wasn't good.
The 24-year-old grad student excelled at sports and loved to travel. She dreamed of opening her own business. But on November 17th, those dreams came to a tragic end when she overdosed inside the Natick apartment of Raphael Ashworth on Moore Street, just yards away from the Natick police station. An autopsy showed Nicole died of acute toxicity due to a combination of fentanyl and other drugs.
When they said, "We think she overdosed,"
No, like no way.
But we didn't have a kid that was on drugs.
Ashworth, who had been dating Fusaro for a few weeks, texted her this video where he can be seen smiling while cranking a pill press and making bars of counterfeit Xanax. Thousands of pills seen here. Evidence photos from inside his apartment show mounds of drugs and a stash of fentanyl found in his nightstand. Texts show on November 13th, Ashworth wanted them to get a little lit for Thirsty Thursday, and Nicole asking him for Xans. They also show Ashworth picked Nicole up at her condo in Boston the next night. When police showed up to do a wellness check here at Ashworth's apartment on November 17th, they say Ashworth told them he hadn't seen Nicole for weeks. 2 hours later, a friend stopped by and found Nicole's lifeless body on Ashworth's bed. He went across the street and told police someone had overdosed. According to court records, when police came back to the apartment, Ashworth was incoherent and unable to walk. They found Nicole in the bed where she had been dead for days. Prosecutors say Ashworth even used her credit card after she died.
How can someone have a body there? The police station being right across the street.
Yeah, he never cried out for any help or nothing.
Didn't even call 911.
4 years after Nicole Fusaro's death, a federal jury convicted Raphael Ashworth of possessing fentanyl with intent to distribute. But they didn't find that he provided Nicole the deadly dose that killed her. Brian Boyle, special agent in charge of the DEA in New England, says the feds are targeting more dealers in death by distribution cases, but proving that the dealer is responsible is difficult.
I think the biggest challenge is the evidence. Is we have to obtain the evidence, and you need to show the proof that that individual died as a result of that fentanyl that was supplied on the scene.
The case is challenging at the federal and state level. Our investigation last fall into overdose death prosecutions in Massachusetts at the state level found some alleged dealers have been charged with manslaughter. But in many counties, overdose death cases aren't fully investigated or prosecuted, something the Fusaro family would like to change.
I mean, something has to be done. People are dying every day.
Nancy, how important is it to have these cases fully investigated and prosecuted? What does that mean to a family?
Someone cares.
It's the worst thing that can happen to you. Believe me.
Raphael Ashworth faces 5 to 40 years in prison in this case. His lawyer tells us Ashworth accepts responsibility for the drug charges, but says he didn't have anything to do with Nicole Fusaro's death. Kathy Curran, NBC 10 Investigators.